Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It's Sunday, June 11th, and we've got Trump news, because of course we do. This one's actually from a couple of days ago. Kimberly Guilfoyle. I did have some viewers of mine want to find out a little bit more about what's going on with Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr. But I found an interesting news story I wanted to share with you. And this one's from The Independent from the UK. This is Kimberly Guilfoyle talking about Ron DeSantis. I guess both she and Junior went after him as part of a smear campaign to help Donald Trump with his reelection. Now, mind you, DeSantis fired shots with faked images of Trump hugging Anthony Fauci. So the quote in here is, "You're going to run against Donald Trump. You're going to get hurt and damaged badly." All right there. Trump has already mentioned that he had implied he had dirt on Ron DeSantis and that it would be very embarrassing for him and for his wife. So that's the problem. So by the time Trump is done, and we saw this before, 16 people, one after the next, fell off the stage, you're going to end up in the junkyard and you're not going to be in good shape for 2028, implying that Trump will win in 2024. And by the time 2028 rolls around and DeSantis is able to run for president again, he's going to be so damaged that he won't be a viable candidate. Interesting. That's just a fact, she said. Now, here's the part that I found interesting. She claimed that it was, quote, "not the time to go into Toys R Us, strap on the training wheels, and take a spin around the aisle to see if that works out," unquote. Now, I find that interesting in two ways. One, that's exactly what happened with Donald Trump in 2016. People took a chance. They didn't want Hillary, and they were willing to give Donald Trump, the purported wonderful businessman, a go-around. Now, I guess they ignored all the businesses that he ran into the ground and bankrupt, including casinos, because that's an easy thing to do. But I was struck by that Toys R Us reference, strap-on reference too, if you must be honest. I'm wondering if that's a secret message that's being sent. It's a rather specific thing that any analogy could be used. Why Toys R Us? And I'm wondering if they do have kompromat on Ron DeSantis, if that was a way of letting him know that this is what we're holding on you. Kind of an innuendo, like we know what's going on. Again, I don't like that word strap on either, because it implies children and strap on things. And that takes my mind right down to child sex trafficking type of thing. Is that what she's implying, that they know about Ron DeSantis and they're sending him a very veiled message? But let's find out. Or not. Okay, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Let's move my thing back here. Kimberly Guilfoyle. What's going on? What did you mean by that message to Ron DeSantis? This is just what's going on in your head. This is for entertainment purposes only. I really don't want to know, but let's find out. Let's see what these cards will tell me. Okay, Kimberly, what's going on with you and Ron DeSantis? Oh, the Six of Cups. Longing for the good old days. Maybe even a bit of a naivety. This could also be an adult working with children and spying the camp, or a person that's not very good at something. Let's see, in the past, we have the Queen of Swords. Currently, Four of Swords. We have the Strength card. Three of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Underneath is the Knight of Wands. Okay, let me take a look just for a second before I start reading on this, just to see where I'm going here. All right, let's bring this on up. I don't necessarily see this as being an attack about child sex trafficking. That makes me happy. Now, the first part, it could be. You're talking about the Six of Cups. This is about nostalgia, looking back in the past, This, you have an adult and children, and you're crossed with the Page of Swords. So if this was child sex trafficking, this would be your card that would show that. Now here's some candy little girl type thing. And then the Page of Swords would be somebody letting, spilling the beans on that, or providing, a spy in the camp, somebody providing that. This could also be, it could be a naivety card, but it could also be, Kimberly Guilfoyle thinking about what she had in the past and how she's kind of running around recklessly running her mouth right now. And I kind of like that aspect of it because of the way the rest of the cards came out. And I'll explain that. And this is like the first thing that makes me think it's not sex trafficking. It's like the Queen of Swords here. This is somebody who exercises good judgment. They're very intellectually sharp. They can cut out the emotion and just make decisions based on intellect. Kimberly Guilfoyle was a prosecutor, a former prosecutor. This is her in the past. This is back when she was maybe a bit sharper and a bit more lucid. Right now, what we have is the Four of Swords. She's, I think, since everything that's been going on recently with Donald Trump, she and Junior have kind of retreated a little bit, and they haven't been as much in the spotlight, thinking about what they were going to do. I think they're also trying to get they're trying to knock DeSantis down a little bit. Get him thinking about what's going on by doing these threats. Are these threats going to work? She's not really good at it. If that Toys R Us message wasn't a veiled threat, then it seems dumb. But if it is a veiled threat, well, that's going to get this guy that's going to get DeSantis thinking about what's going on. I'll probably do this reading bouncing back and forth so you can see how this could work in both interpretations. The overarching energy is the Strength card. In this case, I believe, again, Kimberly is trying to project strength. She's trying to project leadership in this situation by trying to take DeSantis down a peg or two. If DeSantis has been involved in any trafficking, then he's got to really start thinking about what information might be coming out. And is he going to be able to give plausible deniability to it? Is his campaign going to have the strength to withstand it? So again, you can see how I'm going to go down this path. Lesson to be learned: Three of Pentacles, dark money, backroom deals. With these threats that Kimberly's throwing out there, if it's just purely that DeSantis doesn't stand a chance against Team Trump, again, there'll be fundraising off of it. Maybe there's backroom deals that they'll do with DeSantis. If he backs out of the campaign, maybe Trump will offer him something in the cabinet. But if this was sex trafficking, this is the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and that the plans and the behind the scenes deals might be revealed. Outcome: Page of Wands. Going forward with new ideas, trailblazing, as it were. Going forward with that message. So I think Kimberly is going to continue campaigning for Donald Trump Sr. and going forward with her message and continually going after DeSantis, because right now DeSantis is considered the biggest threat in Trump's campaign. He has to knock that guy down first. If this has anything to do with trafficking, more information is probably going to be let out. It's going to be a progressive campaign. Why do I say it's a progressive campaign? Because underneath this Knight of Wands, it's a plan and it's going forward step by step. Again, if this is just to smear DeSantis and for her to exercise more power, then she will do that as well. But everything is going to be at DeSantis's expense. So that's what I see with that. The other thing I want to throw on is her what's the status of her relationship with Donald Trump Jr. Just Get these cards put back in the deck and give it some shuffling. And do that. No, it's hard to believe that once upon a time she was married to Gavin Newsom. You know, I mean, talk about polarity there. But you know, people change. People change over time. And maybe what worked back then doesn't work for her now. But I don't think many people watching this channel would consider that to be a step up. You know what I mean? But, you know, it might be. She seems to be a really good match for Junior. And I'm just going to leave that right there. You know? I'm not going to judge. It's just some people work really well with other people, and that relationship seems to work really well. It's like two peas in a pod. And sometimes we might consider that to be an incredible thing. Actually, I think all the time we consider that to be an incredible thing. I see the 8 of Cups. Somebody might be leaving. So much for being peas in a pod. But we tend to think of peas in a pod in a positive light, and I don't really see their relationship in a positive light. It's like two people bringing out the worst in each other. Okay. How's her relationship with Junior? How are things going with her and Junior? What's going on with that? Is that still working? Is that not working for him anymore? What's her relationship with Junior? All right, come on down. Let's see what we got. Kimberly and Junior. King of Swords. Oh, Jack Smith showed up. And then you got the happy family and the Republicans. So it looks like Jack Smith might... If this isn't about her relationship with Junior, it's going to be about Jack Smith coming after the Trump family. Got the Queen of Wands in the past, your Sag woman. 4 of Cups in the current situation. 2 of Swords in the overarching energy. Lesson to be learned is the Page of Cups and the 5 of Cups and the outcome sorrow. 5 of Pentacles underneath. All right. Let me look at these cards for just a second here. Take a hit of coffee and get right back to this. Okay, so what's going on? Asking about her and Junior. There's a decision, a hard decision that's going to be made that impacts their happy life together. Now, this card has been represented by Jack Smith time and time again. And we all know that Jack Smith is looking at the documents case as well as the January 6th insurrection. We know that both Junior and Kimberly Guilfoyle were at the... I'm now drawing a blank on the name. Not the Rotunda, not the Plaza. The place where Trump gave his speech. I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyways, I'll look it up later. They were there giving a speech for Donald Trump. And then later on, Junior's texting Mark Meadows, telling him, get Dad to stop this. This is crazy. Again, cross with the Republican Party, cross with their life plans. I think Jack Smith is about to interrupt the happy relationship that those two had together. In the past, we have the Queen of Wands. This was, I think this is her looking at the situation with Junior and seeing a path forward with it. I think she's, especially when Trump was in office and they first started dating, I think she saw a real path forward with Junior and a lifetime together with him. But that's in the past. Now, mind you, what's underneath all of this is the 5 of Pentacles. This is the being left out in the cold, being left destitute. And Junior and that family had money. I'm not saying she's gold digging, but they had money, and that works for a lot of people. Just saying. Current situation. 4 of Cups. This is not good. This is not the card you want to see when you're on a dating site or, talking with your spouse about the future of your relationship, because these are lousy choices followed by lousy choices and offers being made that people don't want. I think that Junior's in trouble. She might be in trouble too, but not to the level that Junior's in trouble. And she's now playing through the scenarios of their relationship, and what seemed so bright and obvious is now, a couple forks in the road later, a couple bad choices later, not so good. And the reason why I say bad choices is because here they are right there. Overarching energy is the choices that were made have impacted this happy relationship that they had, because it brought Jack Smith, it brought government scrutiny into this. And now she's got to make a choice. Lesson to be learned is the Page of Cups. I think she's going to leave Junior. That's kind of my thought on it. She's looking at this relationship in a whole new way. And if she stays, it's because they're two crazies match at this point. And, it could very well be that for entertainment purposes only, if they enjoy the same recreational substances, that's what binds them. And the minute that one of them gets sober, they've lost that connection. I think that she's going to look at the situation and move on from it. And that's supported by the outcome being the Five of Cups. I think Jack Smith is going to put a lot of pressure on the relationship. Junior's probably going to go into rehab, and she's going to be like, you know what? There's nothing here anymore. I'm not saying she's abusing drugs with him. That's just for entertainment purpose only. That might be one thing. A relationship requires things in common that bind you together. And I know people that I don't personally know people like this. I think through NDE's videos I've watched, somebody has died of a drug overdose, and they they came back and they cleaned themselves up, and they lost all their friends because they didn't have those drugs in common. And it would be something like that. Whatever bonds them. I think Junior's going to go to rehab, and that's going to just kill whatever was binding them, and off they go. And I think the relationship is going to be done. I think Jack Smith is going to catalyze that completion of that relationship. I don't think Junior's going to have a lot of money by the time this is all said and done, and he might be lucky if he stays out of prison in the process. So they had a nice run. It gave us something to talk about, I suppose. And guys, I don't have many men that watch my show, but guys should probably be on the market soon. Huh? Yeah, I'll pass too. Swipe left? Is that what they call that? Okay, everyone, this has gone on long enough. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you were entertained by it as much as I was at the end. Give it a like, a thumbs up, leave the comments, do all the YouTubey stuff. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's still free. And I appreciate making the videos. Keep throwing comments out there, stuff that you want to see me read on. I'll throw something up on the community page, collecting more suggestions for readings during the week. And I'll catch you on the next reading. Take care.